Was kicked out at 16 for my entitled twins' pregnancy, and now they want to move in with me. I always knew I was unwanted, and I'm not saying that in the whole, oops, I was an accident way. I mean, my parents actually said they wished they only had one kid, my twin sister. Yeah, they straight up told me that they only wanted her and I was like some bonus they never asked for. Pretty messed up, right? So, growing up, it was like I was living in someone else's family. My sister, let's call her Sarah, was the star of the show. She was everything they ever wanted, and they made sure she knew it too. She had her own room decorated all nice with pink curtains, a Disney bedspread, and shelves full of every toy you could imagine. She was like the little princess of the house, while I was basically the extra in the background. My room? It was this tiny space with an old bed that squeaked every time I moved and a dresser that had probably been around since the 70s. Every morning was like a slap in the face. I'd wake up, hear my parents talking about how they couldn't wait to buy Sarah new clothes or take her to gymnastics or whatever. Meanwhile, I was left to figure out what I was going to do with my day. It's like they never noticed I was even there, and if they did, it was just to tell me to stay out of the way. I'd get, why can't you be more like your sister? So often, it felt like it was my name. It wasn't just at home either, school was no escape. I remember this one time at parent-teacher conferences, they spent the whole time gushing over Sarah's finger paintings like she was Picasso. Meanwhile, my teacher handed them my report card, and they didn't even look at it. It was like it didn't exist. I was busting my butt to do well in school, thinking that maybe, just maybe, if I got good enough grades, they'd pay attention to me. But it was pointless. Sarah was the golden child, and I was just there. I mean, she got everything. The nice clothes, the attention, even first dibs on food at dinner. She had this closet full of new outfits for every season. Meanwhile, my wardrobe was basically hand-me-downs from cousins I didn't even know. I swear some of those shirts were older than I was. Every Christmas and birthday, it was the same story. Sarah would get showered with gifts while I got like one or two things, just enough so they could say they got me something. I'd sit there watching her open her presents while I faked a smile, pretending like it didn't bother me. But it did. It wasn't just about the stuff either. I mean, yeah, having nice clothes or new toys would have been cool, but it was the little things that hit the hardest. Sarah's toys were like sacred relics. If I so much as touched one of her dolls, she'd scream, and my parents would come running. It didn't matter if I was just looking at it was always my fault. I'd get scolded for not respecting her space or being careless. It was like they saw me as some sort of threat to her happiness. And mealtimes, man, those were rough. Sarah would always get first pick of everything, the biggest slice of pizza, the best cut of chicken, whatever. I'd get the leftovers, and if I complained, my mom would shoot me this look and say, "Be grateful you're getting anything at all," like I was some outsider they were doing a favor for by even feeding me. The only person who made me feel seen was my grandfather. He was different. He didn't treat me like I was invisible. I'd go over to his place on weekends, and he'd take me fishing or just sit on the porch and tell me stories about his own childhood. He made me feel like I was worth something, you know? Like I wasn't just the unwanted twin. For those few hours each week, I felt like a normal kid, not some tag-along nobody wanted. But then he got sick, cancer, and even then, it was like my parents tried to shut me out of it.